Ladies and gentlemen, happy 4th of July from Kiev. If you are in the States, please have a burger and a beer for me. And I want to talk, since it is the 4th of July, let's talk about the United States for a second and support for this war. I hear all these talking heads on TV. They're so confused about why Democrats support the war and Republicans don't. Are you kidding me? Pay attention, people. The reason that the Democrats have not supported our wars in the past, the last 20 years in Iraq and Afghanistan, is because Democrats understood that these were sovereign nations that we were going to invade, put boots on the ground for regime change, and the reasons why were questionable. At the very least, it was all driven by fear after 9/11, right? While the war hawks on the other side were just determined to punch back no matter who they punched and drive the interests of the fossil fuel companies. Let's be honest, that's what that was about. So, well, not entirely. There are other issues there. And I want to say to all of the men and women that served in Iraq and Afghanistan, you know as well as I did, you did a lot of good while you were there. You did everything you could for these folks. But this war is entirely different. As always, with the Republicans, it's a false equivalency to compare the two. Why? Because we're not invading anybody. This is strictly a defensive war. There is a clear cut moral integrity to this war. There has not been a war with the moral justification of this war since World War II. It is clear. An aggressor nation bent on genocide poured 250,000 troops over the border, intent on murdering everyone they could, and then turned to the rest of the world and said, if you interfere, I will nuke you. This is what happened. And this exposes the great lie of American politics. In the face of this nuclear bully, Democrats stand with Ukraine. Democrats aren't wilting in the sun, kowtowing to this dictator. We're saying, I say we, I'm not really a Democrat. I'm much more closely aligned to the Democrats than I am to the Republicans, but I'm not a Democrat. The Democrats are not wilting in the sun. They're not the thin-skinned snowflakes that kowtow to dictators. It's the political party of family values, the Christian right, that are wilting in the face of this. And why? Because Donald Trump has subverted American democracy to the point where the Republican Party is a fascist organization that is looking to subvert American democracy. And they're doing it every day. That criminal court of his, appointed by a criminal president, is obscene what they're doing, how they're rolling back the progress of the last 50 years. And it cannot be allowed. It can't be. We got to do something about it, guys. So there is no question in my mind as to why we see this difference. This is not a hawkish, aggressive war. This is a war of an emergent democracy against an autocratic dictatorship bent on genocide. And in the face of that evil, it's the Democrats who are standing up and the Republicans who are cowering in the face of this evil, kowtowing to it. Please, give me a break. Support Ukraine. Stand with Ukraine. Write your senators, write your congressmen. It takes 5 minutes to send an email to them, guys. Just go to congress.gov and you can get their email addresses and web pages and tell them to send ATACMs now. Tell them to send Patriots now. End the nightmare of occupation in Ukraine and defeat the Russian aggressor. Together, we can do this. and avoid the and if for no other reason, Republicans, do it to avoid the consequences of the global recession that this war is plunging us into. Do it to, if you don't have the guts to stand up and do what's right, at least protect your pocketbook. Thank you, my friends.